on to Ahsoka. I got to talk about it, okay? This show was phenomenal. In so many ways, this show, these first 2 episodes, look, this was my reaction on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. Ahsoka, wow. This, so far, is the Star Wars we were looking for. Every aspect, from the music, the feel, the action, the characters, all of it. I reckon if you don't enjoy these first 2 episodes, you don't understand the franchise George Lucas created. Bravo, Dave Filoni. Bravo. And some may say these are high accolades, but look, they really, really got it with this. They weren't messing around. Dave Filoni knew what he wanted to do with this show, what he wanted to do with the action, what he wanted to do with it was make it as George Lucas Star Wars as he possibly could, and he did it. He did a phenomenal job making it just like a George Lucas Star Wars, directed, written, everything. There are so many moments in this where I was like, that felt like a George Lucas moment. There's also some great homages to different characters and different situations that have happened in Star Wars prior. There is a lot about this show so far. Again, it's only been 2 episodes, but so far there's a lot about this show that has been absolutely phenomenal. And I couldn't be happier. I honestly, I could not be happier with what we've gotten. If you were a fan of Rebels, if you watched Rebels, then you would enjoy this. Hands down, no issues. You're going to love this because you're going to see your characters that you loved watching in Rebels come to life in live action on the screen. Yeah, there's people who are sitting there complaining about the pacing. There are people who are sitting there complaining about it being quote unquote woke. And if you have listened to me or follow me at all, you know that I'm not for that woke stuff. And I will call it out when I see it. And the reason why they're calling it woke is because these episodes are very female heavy. The only real, there's like 2 men in these 2 episodes, 3 men in these episodes. One is a captain who gets killed almost immediately. The other is a bad guy. And the other is the leader of Lothal. And he's seen very briefly. He's played by Clancy Brown. And obviously the villain is Ray Stevenson, rest in peace. He's playing the villain Balin. These characters, and people are saying because there's so many women, you got Ahsoka, Sabine, Shin, who's a villain. You got the other villain lady who turns out to be a Night Sister. She's a villain, but she, obviously a woman. And people are saying it's woke because of that. And I'm sorry, there's a difference between pushing this woke female agenda like they did in other content and taking established characters who have had story built up over the last, 15 years, 20 years, almost 20 years. What has it been since 2008? So 15 years for Ahsoka, and Sabine's been, 8 years. You take these stories from these characters that have been there, and you're just building on it. And that's the difference. That's the difference, I think, that some people don't really understand. Ahsoka, episodes 1 and 2, fantastic. I encourage you all to go check it out. If you're somebody who's given up on Star Wars to this point, you may want to give it a shot again, give it a chance. I know that, when it comes to Star Wars lately, it hasn't lived up to what we've all wanted it to be, but I've said this multiple times, if anybody could save it, if anybody could bring it back, it was Dave Filoni with this Ahsoka series. And I think he truly has accomplished that, and I hope he continues doing that. I hope, I know after this we get another season of The Mandalorian. We got Skeleton Crew coming out, and eventually this is leading to a Filoni film, which is going to close out all of these stories. But I'm telling you, these first 2 episodes of Ahsoka felt more Star Wars than any Star Wars that we've gotten in 15 years. It's been absolutely phenomenal to see. It was absolutely phenomenal to see, and I'm hoping that we get to see it continue. in the final 6 episodes of this season. I have to believe that they're going to do it that way. I have to, right? Like, come on, we can't stomach another Obi-Wan Kenobi.